And just when we thought Kent Hughes and the Montreal Canadiens were done with breaking news, with the drafts, with the signings, no. We got one more thing left to do.
You thought he was done?
I thought he was done.
I don't think he's done.
Well, I think he's done for today at least.
For today.
Or tonight. Welcome to a new episode of the Curfew Boys. This was an emergency episode because breaking news all over Montreal, all over the NHL. Patrick Laine is officially a Montreal Canadien. And before we get into that, let's go through the lineup tonight. Myself, Sammy, with Zook, my cousin Chris, Anthony, and the stats man, Joey. Hey now. What, listen, guys, I'm not even going to ask you how the fuck you're all doing. We're just going to get right into it because this
doesn't matter.
This is some crazy stuff. This is some crazy shit. You know, ever since Patrick Laine made it official, he wants out of Columbus. He doesn't want to be there anymore. He went to the players' assistance program, got out, made that video of him and his very hot girlfriend saying, thanks for the support. I'm doing well. He actually looks pretty good. I have to say, there's a video of him training. He's back in the gym. And rumors were circulating. Listen, the Canadiens might be interested in him. Utah, I think I saw Seattle Kraken interested in him as well. Detroit. Dude, guys, Kent Hughes pulled this shit off. He traded, he traded Jordan Harris for Patrick Laine, and he gets a second-round pick in 2026.
I don't even know how he got.
Okay, that's because of cap hit. Sam, I swear, when you wrote Patrick Laine was Montreal, I'm like, I've had a long day. I don't want to hear this bullshit. We're gonna start this whole theory, and then I went to look. I'm like, holy shit, this wasn't bullshit. This actually happened.
Joe, I am not a man of bullshit. I am a man of truth.
Not a man of bullshit.
I am a
Whoever
man of
listens to this, don't listen to Sam. We all bullshit to each other every day about different crap, and I thought this was one of it. And even more to that is I thought this was a second round pick going to Winnipeg. I wrote it in our chat because I read it so quickly. But
I texted my friend, I'm like, Laine to Montreal. He's like, for who? And I said, well, we're giving him a second round pick and Harris. And then I was listening to 690 and I'm like, we're getting the second round. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, that's
to take on the cap hit. That's really to take on the $8.7 million cap hit that he's going to have the next 2 years. So that's the second round.
So Anthony, so much for your own Nick Suzuki's the highest paid guy.
Hold on. Okay, since you brought that up, that was my only issue when I heard the contract. But then I spoke to a friend tonight about this, and hold on, 690 even brought this up as well. They said, well, this caused issues in the room because Kent Hughes and Gorton did say that this is Suzuki's team and he's going to be the highest paid player and we're going to work around that, right? But technically, they didn't negotiate this contract. It was acquired.
And it's only 2 years, though, eh? So it's not
but hold
much,
on. There's a difference wherein it contradicts what Kent Hughes said, meaning, okay, we're negotiating a contract with Harris and we're giving him $8.7 million, better than Suzuki, whatever. No, this was an acquired contract. There's a big difference.
Anthony, you should have used Tanner Pearson as the example.
Oh, fuck off.
Exactly. That would have been a great.
No, but it is valid, right? It's a play on words too. Like you got to listen. He says, "Yeah, it wasn't his contract. It wasn't a contract he designed."
It was signed by Columbus, or was it signed
Columbus?
by
No, it's a Columbus contract.
Columbus,
it's it's also a no shit Sherlock. What do you want Kent Hughes to do about it? It's not his contract. But I loved listening to the presser of Kent Hughes and saying how they do their due diligence, and it's crazy. They really do their homework. They go and make sure that not just the player is saying the right things, but it seems like they really want to make sure the player actually means what they're saying, right? So I think what really convinced me that this was a really good trade, besides the name and besides the goal-scoring history that Laine has, I really think the fact that when he says that, Patrick Laine said he wants to be a part of something, and he obviously wants to win, but he wants to be a part of something special. And he's aware of the pressures that come in playing with a market like Montreal, but he wants to play in a market like Montreal. I mean, his best hockey came from Winnipeg, another Canadian market. So this might be the new start, the new beginning of Patrick Laine's career. And I can't think of a better coach than Marty St. Louis to help him guide that and to help him restart this new chapter in his hockey career. And he's only 26. He's young. Like he might be the oldest young guy, however you want to call it, or the youngest veteran. I don't know how you want to say it, but he wants to mentor these young guys too. He wants to mentor Slafkovsky. He's probably going to want to mentor Cole Caulfield and some of the others that are going to come up if he's still on this team, with whether it's this year or next year. Or I want to discuss what's going to happen after his 2 years. But right now, I really think Laine's head is in the right place. I think he had to do to make himself better mentally. And, there's always that risk that, this player had this issue, this player had that issue. And, some GMs might want to seem like a second chance, like in order to help them, we can save them, all that, etc. But I really think all the pieces are, or the stars, maybe the stars are aligned more than the pieces are aligned. But you just solidified your top six, maybe for this season, and you went and get yourself a possibility of fighting for a wild card spot because of more goals that are coming this way potentially.
And there's no lose or loss outcome in this trade. The only thing you lost is Jordan Harris, which he couldn't play well enough to get to a second pairing. Not saying he's a bad player, but you can tell the writing was on the wall for Harris that I don't think he was anything better than a third pairing defenseman. And we've talked about this at length, and I know Chris has mentioned, and maybe Chris can finally chime in after what I finished saying, is he talked about at length of how many defensemen we have, especially on the left-hand side. So we were expendable in that section. So getting Laine is a win-win for me.
And also, does this open up a door for one of the kids that haven't made the team yet for defense, seeing that we're quite crowded within that space coming into camp? I mean,
I wouldn't say open because we had so many defensemen already that were fighting for a spot. Now we just have one a little less. We had three guys. We spoke about this last pod. We had three guys fighting for like
Baron Harris and Struble were.
And now it's two guys fighting for.
Oh, this opens the door for Struble a lot more.
Honestly, Struble was the most consistent last year, man. Like, I don't know if you guys think that, but when he came in, did you see a lot of mistakes from him blatantly?
No, but
you remind me like a Harris, but like he has more skill sets than Harris. He's bigger.
No, he's a lot more physical than Harris, and that.
No, he's more physical. He has that edge, but I'm saying in terms of his style of play, he's they keep it simple. Harris and Struble they play very simple hockey, which works to a certain extent. But Struble has more of not aggressive, but he has a body behind it. You know what I mean?
He's very aggressive.
But he has a body behind it. Harris is a little small. You know, it's like I don't see a Harris doing well in playoffs once
he's got a Greek. Yeah, he has a Greek god bod under.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking well built. He's like you, dude.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Go, Chris.
So, oh my God, there are just too many things to say. Number one, I think you said it best. The stars are aligning. So that's been one of the expressions, or one of my favorite expressions to be using. It really, really, really feels as though something special is going on with the Montreal Canadiens, and things are building in the right direction. But it's hours. We're about 5-6 hours since the trade took place, and I'm still checking my phone and just reading and not digesting the fact that we actually have Patrick Laine. Yeah, okay, that comes with a guy who has gone through the players assistance program and so on and so forth. But I mean, the trade that was affected today, 2 years ago, I mean, this was the type of trade that you would try to put through in GM mode on an NHL game on the Xbox or PlayStation. Like, I genuinely am having a hard time believing that this actually happened to the Montreal Canadiens. There's so much potential upside to this trade. If Laine comes back stronger, if he truly took care of his demons, I mean, we were talking, okay, we got Demidov. Now we're just missing our other top six forward to play on that line. Like, if this guy is okay, and if this guy is willing to make the sacrifices and take maybe a lower contract when his contract expires. Like,
well, wait,
again,
he's gonna be
it's just
28, right?
mind-blowingly exciting. Yeah.
Even
So
his-
what's the cap for a 28-year-old player that could score 25 to 35 goals?
Dude, he could score more than
Six
that.
and a half,
I think he could
seven.
score a lot
But that's
more.
the thing. If he does, then he's gonna make more than 8 million.
He's had so much on him. I don't know if teams. I mean, maybe UFA. We're not there yet. We don't know how it'll be the next 2 years. But Montreal, if he loves the place so much, think of the human aspect, right? If a place revives your career, you might be willing to stay there on a cheaper
That too.
deal,
Okay.
knowing guys like Demidov will come in and others.
The Marty factor, guys.
So that being said, just I know, Chris, we don't mean to cut you off, but it's perfect opening to what Joey just said. I see this going 2 ways in 2 years. Okay, you have Patrick Laine, who may rejuvenate, and no, it's not a scenario. It's just scenario. He may rejuvenate and become this amazing player, the player that his first 3 years as an NHL player comes back alive, and in 2 years from now, it could be a whole Radulov situation where now it's time to re-sign, wants more money. Montreal can't give it to him. He wants to go to a better city, better weather, right? He's the type of player who just came out of player assistance. He wants to go back to the heat, not in the cold. I see that potentially happening. He rejuvenates, more money's on the table for him.
He wants to
Hold
win.
on. That's scenario
I
one.
can't see more money.
Hold on.
No,
Scenario.
Me neither.
Hold on. If he's hitting the 40 goal scorer the way he said in his interview today that he's going to hit the 40, 50 goals that he wants to get to,
Yeah, that would be sick.
he has an option of there, right? But I see it a different way also. This is a perfect time. There's no other time where a player like this can come to a team like this. Less pressure, right? Usually these blockbuster
Less pressure, Montreal.
Hold on.
First
Let me finish my thought.
I know what he's saying. Okay, go.
When there's a blockbuster trade like this, usually goes to a team that needs to win this year.
There you go.
So now you have a lot of pressure where you need to show back to the league that you're that player and you're helping this team win. Montreal is not ready to win right now. We're now trying to restructure, to build our team, our chemistry, right? This guy here is coming to a team that doesn't have, yes, there's the Montreal media pressure. You need to be playing well, but there's no rush for him to become that player that we want him to be now. So you're giving this guy more of an opportunity to grow long-term than right away.
I think it balances, Anthony, because I think that just the pressure of playing Montreal balances the pressure of winning here.
Yes, I understand that, but there's less pressure, meaning that he has to play good now to win now. He doesn't need to win right now.
Okay, there's valid points in all this, and here's the ultimate question, because he's 26. Yeah, it's still young, but these next 2 seasons, these are going to be the prime seasons or years of his career, 26, 27, 28. Maybe we could push into the age of 30. It depends his health. If he's healthy physically, hopefully doesn't sustain injuries like he has the history of it. At the end of those 2 years, okay, the Canadiens need to, I hope Kent Hughes knows with his agent that there's a plan going on for after these 2 years, okay? Because that's going to be the important part, because at the end of Laine's contract, the Canadiens are no longer going to be in a rebuild. They have the pieces in motion. You have Demidov there. Eventually, Mailloux and Reinbacher are going to be in the lineup too. Okay? Let's see what happens with Mike Matheson when his contract comes to the end as well. Okay? You're getting Carey Price money back at the end of Laine's contract as well. Okay? So that's $10.5 million. You're going to get rid of contracts like Dvorak, Armia. Chances are Savard is gone. But they need to know what Patrick Laine wants to do at that point in his career, because the Canadiens at that point, they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. Hopefully they're so good enough that no, they're a contending team. At that point, is Jacob Fowler going to be a goalie with Montembeault? There's still so many questions. It's all great problems.
Sam, if Kent Hughes trades for that goalie as well.
He's not getting Askarov. Stop
Askarov.
it. Stop
Come
it.
on.
But hold up, Sammy.
Stop it, guys.
Putting Askarov aside.
Hold on a sec. I'm not finished, okay? If there is no way Patrick Laine wants to sign to an extension to the Canadiens, you trade him at the deadline. And if he's playing well enough to be like, fuck, he could go help a team maybe win the cup somewhere.
Fetch a first round.
Can't choose. No. I don't think I think we're going to be done with trying to get these first round picks. You get yourself another established prospect back.
You're never done, Sammy.
I don't think
that build the conveyor belt. It doesn't keep going, guys.
I don't think that's going to be the case because I truly believe I could see Patrick Laine playing with Kirby Dach and Ivan Demidov down the line if they keep that line of Slavkovsky, Suzuki, Caulfield together. You have Demidov and you have Laine staying as your second line with Kirby Dach. Your top six is insane, and then you're adding a new hook with a Joshua Roy, with an Owen Beck, with
now this is what 2 years down the line, Sammy.
Right? This is 2 years down the line.
Michael Hage, maybe.
Pardon? Sorry, Joey?
Michael Hage, maybe.
Dude, maybe Michael Hage, man. There's 2 contracts that need to go at that point, and I don't mind saying them. They do have to go financially.
Say it, Tommy.
No, they do. Listen, it's nothing.
Let's say the names.
Anderson. Listen, Josh Anderson and Brendan Gallagher's contracts. By that time, they have to think about trading away those contracts because you're gonna have to pay Laine Hudson. You're gonna have to pay Ryan Backer. You're gonna have to pay Mayu.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to pay Fowler. You're gonna have to pay those guys.
Did you think about having Laine on the lineup? Will release some pressure from Caulfield being that goal scorer, right? And potentially help Anderson become back to what we know he could do on the third line.
I don't think so. And listen,
you don't think Anderson could be a better player this season on the third line with less pressure?
I would be willing to stick my neck out and say that I think Anderson, if he has any bit of a good season, come trade deadline, if he has any value on the market, they'll give him.
You can't put Josh Anderson on the second line and hope he becomes better, Anthony. I'm sorry. You cannot put Josh Anderson on the third line and hope he bemes better than last.
Look who he plays with as well.
You got to put him on the second line with Kirby Dach and Patrick Laine. That's a big line.
No, 100%. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Sam, they play same side.
No, Laine's a left winger. Put Josh Anderson on the right.
Yeah, okay. I guess he's
go ahead.
So scenario one, I know I have scenarios, but having Dach, Laine, and Anderson could help Anderson perform.
I think so, and I hope so. I'm hoping.
But if you put Newhook on that line, because I also see that a potential big line, I don't mind. I do see Anderson on third line. It because rejuvenating like Armia. Look at Armia. He just came back alive last year. I see Anderson being that type of player.
It's in different ways. Armia was more about effort. Anderson, for him, it's not just effort with Anderson. It's not just effort with Anderson. He needs to score more. Where Armia, if he puts in a lot of effort.
The year before, he wasn't that bad.
Anderson?
It wasn't that bad the year before. I think
last year was his worst season with the Canadiens.
Yeah, it was certainly awful. But putting him on the third line, you'll have the most expensive line in third line in hockey, which doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, but I'm just saying it could help.
I don't think it's gonna. Josh Anderson being on the third line is not gonna help him. That's my personal opinion. I think you want to help him out. You want to help him out. Put him on the second line with Dach. We could talk about where we could see Laine now being in the lineup. I personally see him for now on the second line with Kirby Dach and Josh Anderson, and the three of them all have something to prove this year.
True.
I mean, look. Let's be honest. Everybody on this team has something to prove. They're still a young team. Slavkovsky, Cole, and Nick Suzuki. They still got to prove that yes, they can be a number one line in this league, and they could play up against the number one lines and everybody else in the league, especially within their division. But then you put that second line, like, hey, listen, you could alternate. That's 6 or at least minimum 5 dangerous players potentially.
Put Slav with Laine, 2 fucking 6.5-foot players, man. I don't want to split that first line, but Hughes did say in his press conference that it's possibility that it could all.
I'm sure we'll see throughout the season. I'm sure we'll see different line combinations throughout the season. But where do we see Laine starting? I definitely see him at least with Dach second line. I don't think they'll touch the first line at all.
But again, Dach has to stay healthy.
Well, so does Laine.
Both. Besides what happened with him, he has injury issues as well. It's not, there's a reason why Winnipeg traded him. Columbus traded him, for what they traded him for. Like they wanted to get rid of him, not There's certain things happening.
At the same time, at the same time, guys, like Laine put so much pressure on Columbus to trade him. He openly asked for a trade, which immediately reduces the value of whatever return you're going to get. Nevertheless, I don't know how much y'all stole the trade as badly as they did, but nevertheless, like Laine torpedoed his respective value by openly asking to get out of there. And like let's not go down this path, but if you struggled mentally and went through a very hard time, I don't want to assume, but I think there's a strong likelihood, nevertheless, if you struggled in a certain place, it's just good to get a change of scenery. Like there's that much less probability that you fall into old negative habits and mental ruts and so on and so forth. So I think it was just an unfortunate situation, and the GM over in Columbus had to give him up for a lot less than he probably could have got.
Well, he handcuffed him.
And Hughes obviously put Montreal in a position to take on Laine, because a big advantage of Montreal winning, let's say, this sort of trade or getting this trade over the likes of Seattle. And who else was rumored, Sam, that you mentioned?
I saw Utah. Anthony said Detroit.
Detroit
was as well.
Was a big prospect for it.
Big factor was Montreal was able to take his full salary.
Yeah.
Right? No cap restriction, nothing, no retaining of it, which I think other teams probably have asked for. That's why we also got the second asset management. So Hughes put themselves in a spot to do this, and thus Laine is a Canadian, a potential 40-goal scorer. We actually have a guy who scored 40 goals on our team that I can be watching. Will he score for Montreal? It's another question.
We're going to have three potential 30-plus goal scorers this season.
Suzuki,
Caulfield, and
Laine. Hopefully,
maybe a fourth and Slav.
I need to get to that 250, guys.
Slavkovsky needs to score. For me,
I think he's still in the 20 range.
I think 25. I want to give him 25.
But he's the potential, yes.
I need to see Doc score 15, 20 goals this year. I want to see
more than the 15. Would you consider
the way Doc plays?
15 is enough.
You have to look at who he plays with as well. If they're projecting to always play with Laine, you're going to see a lot of Doc to Laine, that sort of thing. So scoring 15, 20 himself, but assisting 30 of 40 Laine's goal, or 25 of 30.
1,000%. But then again, okay, listen. I've been trying to run this power play lineup in my head all fucking day.
There you go.
And I don't know.
It's gonna change like crazy, man.
And when I say I don't know where to put these guys,
it's a good problem to have.
It's a very good problem.
I'll put Laine in the second wave.
No, it's a no.
I don't know anymore.
It'll be a nonstop killer.
What are you guys talking about? It's a no-brainer.
But that's the thing. It could be a genuine 2 minutes of dominance. They have so many guys now that they have two waves that can truly dominate.
Sam, it's first line Hudson, Laine. Point final, game over. If there's anything else, I'm going to yell at
word, Sam?
Why not Caulfield? Why not give Caulfield the thanks for everything that he's put in and give him that opportunity?
No, you got to put Laine on the position. Laine is going on the far left. Maybe you give Caulfield a bit of a bumper spot in front of the net.
What's that 3-letter word, Sam?
What 3-letter word? Oh, it's 4. Jeez.
Oh yeah, 4. Well, it depends how many Z's.
So first power play wave. You're having Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky, Hudson, Laine, right?
4 forwards, 1 defense.
Yeah,
who's going on the point besides Hudson?
I would have had Doc in the lineup on the point. He was great back there.
He was good at the. He was very good back there.
Who are you going to take out? I don't think they're going to take out the first line, Laine or Hudson. To be honest, it would probably be Suzuki.
And he does the same thing when he's on the right and he kind of like does the turn, takes it, and he shoots. And he could find either Caulfield on the bumper spot or he could find Laine on the far left. You with a shot like Laine, you have to put him on the far left side, on the left side. You have to.
Cole,
what does he do in the power play? I haven't seen a lot of.
Laine plays what Cole does, but to me, his shot is better.
Oh, wow.
I sounded very Italian there.
It's much better. Oh,
it's more
better.
His shot is better than Caulfield's. Caulfield's as good as it is. Wow. His shot is better than Caulfield's. Yeah.
Zook, at one point, Laine's shot was second best to Ovechkin.
Ovechkin, I know.
Yeah,
we'll see how he is now. But Zook, That is literally like his A plus of his game is his shooting and his size. It's the rest of his game that didn't really pan out to be, let's say, to make him this ultimate superstar player, because his other aspects, he's a very negative player. Like, he always is in the minuses, back checking. But who cares? Montreal needs a goal scorer. They didn't need, again, a solid two-way guy. They needed just a pure goal scorer. That's exactly what they got him for. But you have to put him in that spot. He would probably succeed more than Caulfield.
But again, the magic number of goals we said last episode is around 250. 250. The Canadiens had 232 goals last year. And you're talking about Caulfield not reaching over 30 yet. You're talking about
that's not counting in a Doc.
No Doc. You're talking about no Doc. You have no Laine. You had Newhook, who was out for 4 months.
Do you think Laine Hudson's going to be more of a goal scorer or an assist?
But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see Laine Hudson score a good 8 goals this year in his rookie year.
Oh, 8 would be successful.
With a total,
dude, I'd be happy if he does 10. If he hits 10, dude, that's going to be like he's going to be.
Yeah, I think he's going to get less than 10, but I think he's going to get a lot of. He's going to get a lot of assists, not just on the power play. I think he create just opportunities.
I think
5-on-5.
I think Hudson's going to create so many good problems for this team. Meaning, him on the ice will cause so many opportunities that will drastically impact our lineups, because he might be so good with so many players that how do you?
It'll give us dynamic
problem to have for the coaches.
Well, the best thing for Laine Hudson to do is just the way he carries the puck with his speed and his fucking shimmy moves. He's got to create confusion amongst the defensive side.
His first ever game in the NHL, I was there. Every time he touched that puck, there was
something
that happened. There was always something.
He's that type of player.
Yeah, that's it. And then on the second power play, well, you obviously you got Josh Anderson, Doc, you got Newhook, you got maybe you could have Mike Matheson with probably either Jack Eye or Justin Barron on the other side, probably. It doesn't sound too bad to me.
There's so many guys that can easily step into that second power play role, and we have a lot more. Like, it's completely changed.
What number do you think he's going to wear? He can't wear
26. Flip that 9. 26? Grab the jersey number 26. I would love to see number 26.
Really? Okay.
Martin Ruchinski.
Dude, that's interesting. 26. Okay, really? That's Marty's number. 26. Okay. You know what? I was gonna say 92. Just flip the numbers. But who was the last guy to wear number 92?
I would have said 92 as well.
Well, who was the last one to wear 92?
Who was 92? No. Oh.
Drouet was number 92.
And similar head case.
But 27. Question for you.
Yeah.
You think so? Marty was very good with these young players coming on the ice. Okay. He was able to, help them grow and
ignite.
Yeah.
Do you think he has that same magic with a player who's already good, who just lost his touch and now is coming back in? You know what I mean?
Well, I think the reason why Laine came was probably to play for a guy like Marty, and he believes what Kent Hughes and Jeff Gordon are building.
I think so too.
So I think so. Well, listen.
Drouet 92, right?
Yeah, 5 minutes later, Joey. Where the fuck?
I completely misheard. We didn't say it. Did we say it? Okay.
So much,
Joey, get out of the twilight zone. Start listening. Yes, Anthony, I truly believe he can. Marty reached out to him. Kent Hughes reached out to him. Jeff Gordon reached out to him. The three of them, the three-headed monsters, reached out to him. So
actually, he divulged. He divulged that he never actually talked directly to Marty just yet. They brought Marty in. Gorton and Hughes brought in Marty to be a factor and a reasoning pillar as to whether or not. But Laine, if you read between the lines, he said, "I never spoke to. I haven't spoken to Marty yet."
Marty reached out to somebody somewhere about him. I don't know if I don't know. I know Kent Hughes said the three of them. They did
a lot of homework on this guy.
They spoke to him. Maybe I don't know if Marty didn't speak to him directly. Maybe he spoke to his agent. But the three of them spoke to Laine and Laine's party somewhere down the line.
Yes, so 100%. But I don't think it's only a Marty effect. For once, I'm not going to give Marty all the credit. I genuinely think this is.
I know what you're going to say.
He said it, and one of the most important things that came out of both press conferences was Patrick Laine saying, like, I'm not worried about my hockey. Like, no, exactly. Hockey is come naturally to this guy. Yeah. I really This guy had a problem at one point in time playing too much Fortnite. He was constantly into video games. How can I blame the guy when you're living in Winnipeg in this Antarctic temperature, like disgusting, horrible weather all winter? The poor guy had nothing to do. It's a tough environment. Funny enough, you take Pierre-Luc Dubois. Which two teams burnt out these two players? Columbus and Winnipeg. Both respectively were horrible.
One for
and
one
all
trade.
I'm going to say is, if Laine is coming to Montreal with a goal of being a happier, healthier, mentally healthier human being, the sky's the limit, guys. Like, I see us breaking the Nick Suzuki contract rule potentially in 2 years because the guy puts up 40 to 50 goals. If this guy is showing up, if he's but I don't mind. I don't mind paying a guy 9-10 million if he's scoring 50. Fuck.
Yeah,
I still don't think with his baggage, everything that happened, I don't think he'll ever reach 10
But
million.
if he has
I'm sorry to say, that's a loser way of thinking.
Look, if he comes out like the player he was year 1, year 2, and year 3, because his first 3 years of his career was all 30 plus goals. If he becomes that player back to back, I'm sorry. Like, again, maybe Montreal will be in a very good position where they're going to start contending, and he's going to want to stay because he did say that he wants to come in a team, he wants to be part of something and win. In 2 years down the line, if we're not at that position to win, which I think we will be, but let's say we don't, I don't see Laine staying. I see Laine going to a Florida.
That's the big question. That's the big question. But I also get what Chris is saying. So, like, listen, if Ivan Demidov is going to be that 80-point plus player more than Suzuki, you got to pay him. Like,
100%.
Like, and I don't think Laine's going to get another $8 million contract at the end of this contract. But if everything goes well, this team is contending now. They're a playoff team. You still got to pay him. I don't mind seeing him getting the 6-7 million. I don't think he's going to get.
No, but that rule is going to break if someone surpasses his points. The reason why it broke now and it didn't really break is because we acquired it. Because
exactly.
Put yourself in Suzuki's position right now, right? He took that cut or whatever negotiation he had with Gorton and Hughes, based on trying to build a dynasty. And now it's like, well, why did you bring this guy at 8.7? Well, no, we didn't bring him at 8%. We acquired it. We didn't sign it.
I don't think Suzuki's not.
But hold on. He would have had bad blood if we would have given him that money based on what he did last year, 16 games and 4 goals. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that don't forget that contract's a 4-year contract. They gave that contract based on the 30-something goals he scored
100%.
3-4 years ago.
To the breaking of the rule of this contract, this was acquired. So Suzuki cannot have that bad blood.
Suzuki would not have.
He would never.
I want to specify. Just if I may, Joey. I'm not saying your mentality is a loser mentality, and I'm not saying that this 8.6 is breaking that Suzuki contract rule. Just to specify, I'm just saying if Laine, I think Laine in a healthy environment with a good coach, actively looking to better himself. I don't give a shit what you did in the past. Like, I genuinely don't give a shit what this guy did in the past. I don't care if, hopefully he didn't hurt anybody, harm anybody, or do anything like of the sort. But what he will do with the Montreal Canadiens as soon as he puts on that shirt and goes onto the ice, that's all I care about. And I'm just saying, the first guy that came top of mind that I thought could have broke Nick Suzuki's contract value was Demidov. But I genuinely think with a healthy Patrick Laine coming here with an ambition to get better and to play his best hockey when he's happiest, I think we officially have another player who might be knocking at the door of the highest contract on this team within 2 years.
If he does break it, it's because of the competitiveness of him being a UFA rather than Suzuki signing for less. Because, even when he was healthy, his best season was, yes, he did score 44 goals, but he had 70 points, which Suzuki has either tied or passed in 2 straight seasons from a guy with less baggage. So I cannot see him make more just based off it, even if he has another 35, 38, 40 goal season. I think the way the cap is now and the way people are, let's say, struggling to fit players to the cap, I can see him, like Sam said, more in the 7.75 range rather than the 8+ range. That's me.
I agree. I agree with that. I'm just saying if this guy manages to somehow break like the 50 goal mark, I'm just throwing it out there.
Jesus Christ.
This guy has the actual talent, and that's why I keep picking up my phone and checking that we actually got this guy a few hours ago, because it doesn't make sense. We haven't been able to acquire this much talent in our whole fucking lifetime of being
Kovalev was the
being
last big
fans.
player. Kovalev was the
But
last.
but this guy can overshadow. Like
100%.
Kovalev still can do stuff that Laine can't do. I understand that. I love Kovalev. He was my favorite player. He was the guy who hooked me on to watching the Montreal Canadiens. But I'm just saying, between Demidov, between Laine's goal scoring capacity, like it doesn't feel like we're living reality right now. We haven't had this much talent on as a top six.
Did you see Demidov's goal in the scrimmage?
Yeah, listen.
It's not
I didn't
normal.
see it. Send it to me, Zook. I didn't see it.
Listen.
Okay.
This is this season, and we said it. I said it, that this draft is going to be the turning point of this rebuild. I think I might have underestimated that statement now, seeing Patrick Laine being on the team. I love the trade. I still have a bit of question marks, and these next 2 seasons are going to answer those, at least my questions, because I want to know if he's still going to stick around after next season, or even after this season.
There's a lot of factors.
There is a lot of factors, but don't forget, he's going to have a modified no trade clause coming up at the end of. I think he has a modified no trade clause starting this year. So
maybe there's going to be an extension at the end of this year, because you never know. That could also be a possibility.
If there is, that means Hughes is going to look at doing something with Gallagher and Anderson's contract.
So, yeah, he's got a 10-team no trade list this year, and then a 10-team no trade.
And Montreal wasn't on the list.
Montreal was on the list, but
So
he
they
was,
didn't have to wait.
but he wasn't. Oh no, it's true, because the contract does kick off. Yeah,
This
you're
would
right.
have never happened 2-3 years ago. We said this many times on this podcast.
Yeah, but
People want to play here now. People want to come here now because they know what is being built. Like,
it's also the player side, Anthony. It's because of what happened with him requesting a trade. Like,
yes,
no one was getting Patrick Laine.
Yeah, but I highly doubt
that way.
I highly doubt Montreal was the only team after him.
Yes,
I'm sure there was other
I
offers
think-
on the table.
there was.
I'm
There
sure.
was
That,
other
I'm
teams.
curious. I'm curious to hear what those offers were. I think the only reason why he came to Montreal is because we were like, yeah, give us the whole contract, we'll pay it, no problem.
Exactly. That was the. I think
You think
the
that's the
biggest
only
reason
reason?
getting
And taking on $8 million.
yeah.
No, 100%. But
it's
also,
a
I never
lot.
expected a player like Laine. We said it so
But
many
he
times.
didn't even have a choice. You know that, right? He didn't have to waive anything. Like, he could have not wanted it. Columbus could have said, "Who cares? I'm trading you here. This is the best for us." It actually wasn't up to him, to be honest.
I didn't know that.
The day where Kaprizov or Leon Draisaitl's like, yeah, I'm siding with Montreal because they're free agents, then yeah.
That's when my statement is more valid. Okay. I thought he made that decision.
But he does like I saw bits of the interview. I have to watch it all after this.
But
did you hear what he said about
it's
his
still a big
players
name,
of the
though.
Habs?
It's still a big name though coming to the Canadiens, Anthony. Absolutely.
He seemed excited coming here. So
Yeah, but you know why he was excited also? He compared he was excited about Saiko Koivu wearing that jersey. He mentioned his name.
It's
of
true.
course, Allen recognizes talent. I mean,
Paisano.
he recognizes the real number 11 on Montreal.
Yeah. But the one thing that I really liked when I heard or saw his interview was that he mentioned on many occasions, and this goes with like our current players right now. It's a common theme that they all say that they feel great being part of what's being built right now.
Mm-hmm.
That to me, for somebody to feel that way,
I find
it's half the battle.
I find the Scandinavians love us.
Dude, yeah, they do.
Montreal,
yeah, because it's a similar style of life.
Like the players love it here.
Well, dude, a lot of my God, what's his name? Le Petit Viking that played in the 80s. My God, why am I forgetting his name?
Svoboda? Svoboda?
No, not Svoboda. Oh my God, it'll
look it up, Sammy.
It'll come.
Naslund.
Yeah, Mats Naslund.
Oh, there you go. Good
yeah,
job,
dude.
Zook.
Ever since, yeah, for real. Ever since dude, the last guy to get
100 points.
over 100 points for the Canadians,
Long time ago.
and he was 5'6", 5'7",
Yeah, it's
playing in the 80s.
different
I mean,
league.
dude, the Scandinavia loves Montreal because of
It's a
guys
similar
like
lifestyle,
Matthews
dude.
and
It really
and
is, though, apparently.
Kovalev and Koivu. I mean, sorry, not Kovalev, but
Yeah.
dude, absolutely.
Nicholas Sundstrom.
I remember him.
I mean, he wasn't the most impactful, but he did. I remember he did like playing here. Like he said it quite often.
Arturi.
Arturi, of
like-
course.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting, man. Like we got a name like Patrick Laine, like 5-6 years ago when he broke into the league. We would have killed to have a player like him. We would have killed to have a player like that with that kind of shot too. I don't know if he's the same player. I hope there's some shades of that same player. I agree with Chris. I think he's finally in a better place in his life because hockey and the skills, his talent was never an issue, like Chris mentioned about his pressure. But to add to Zook's point of like they love what's being done over here, I think Kent Hughes said the magic phrase. It starts in our locker room. He goes, it starts in our locker room. And then he went on even further. He's like, it starts in our locker room, the players that we have and the coaching staff. He goes, but you know what? It's starting from the top. It starts from the top. It starts with Jeff Molson and all the staff we have. And
Wow.
There's really, as the years have gone by since the very beginning of this rebuild, there's just more and more things that are happening that are really giving us hope. And I swear to God, it better not be false hope because I don't think I could live with myself anymore if 5 years down the line they decide to fucking dismantle everything and start again. I won't be able to handle it anymore, guys. I can't do it.
I honestly don't think
I can't do it.
I don't think we're even close to that. Like,
No.
again, we're all fucking stupid, and all our
Guys. Yeah, Jacob, like all we need is I need these 3 kids. I need these 3 kids to stay in the lineup. I need Reinbacher to play solid defense. I need Mayu to have awesome scoring abilities and I need Jacob Fowler to be like that fucking Patrick.
But like, if these all become flops, then yes, in 5 years. But
no, but Ant,
then we're idiots.
We need to be cognizant of the fact that there's a lot of external factors that could happen. So a Fowler could get injured tomorrow.
Stop.
I'm just saying there's so many things that could deviate out of our hands or out of Kent Hughes and Gordon's hands. So let's be realistic here. Yes, if hypothetically all falls into place, we're going to be a good team. But it's still hypothetical.
Zook, you say one more stupid remark like that one more time, you're going to deviate.
I know.
Out of this podcast.
It's just because what have we've been fucking witnessing the last 3 years of all these injuries. It's unheard of, but it could happen.
Well, last year was better.
Better.
Like Caulfield stayed the whole season. Slavkovsky stayed the whole season.
Played 2 games, but okay.
Okay, just one player.
Actually, no, he didn't play. Did he play? Did he even last the game?
Or he played like 4 periods or something. But
period and a half.
Like 4.5.
I'm sorry,
but he had 4 points.
4.5 periods. Yeah.
He had fucking 4 points. He was killing it. Anyways.
So, just to wrap up the show, for the first time after many off-site discussions amongst the Curfew boys, that something to have a bit more fan engagement. We called out to our followers on Instagram to send in their thoughts, and we got about like 50 of them. And I'll go through them all real quick. They're not long, and I will name them by their Instagram handle names, however you want to call it. So if you hear your name, happy to announce your and share your thoughts. So here we go.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, by the way.
Absolutely. Hassan was the first one to mention this. Just one word: steal! ! I think we could all agree to that. Graham, I apologize if I butcher the names, fellas, boys and girls. I'm sorry, but here we go. Graham Brighton, whatever. Pretty excited. Absolutely. Ruba_vinyl. Blockbuster. Did not see it coming. Awesome. The Thurston Point B said Kent Hughes cooked Don Waddell with lots of laughing emojis. M_Bell_06. We took on a contract, but if he could score ... Pretty much what Anthony was saying. Laurent said il est l'heure d'aller se coucher en Suisse. De quoi faire de beaux rêves avec l'annonce de ce trade là. That's awesome. Roma 1487. Ugh, a Roma fan. I called it. Just like Anthony said earlier today. Rafiki 786. I'm gonna name my future wife Kent Hughes. let him cook.
Valid.
Wait, Rafiq. I know this guy. Rafiq, was that his wife or was it his child that he said he was gonna name?
He said I'm reading this. I'm gonna name my future wife Kent Hughes. Let him cook. and Rafiq also says, what a trade. Our buddy Gordo from the Toronto area, Paisano. It didn't cost us a lot for a D, and we even got a second round pick, so I am okay with it. Awesome. Elias, who announced the trade to us, says, I'm in shock. We didn't risk anything. I'm in shock. Yeah. Matt Rowdy 333. Hughes is a wizard. I still can't believe how he pulled this off. Mateo _ Di Lorero. Sammy, please go save Kent. He's on fire. That's awesome.
Throw that hose, bro.
_sick_ness. So sickness. How does Kent Hughes keep getting away with highway robbery?
Because he's sick.
He's on like a lot of Kent Hughes praising, actually. My buddy Liam Duma says, honestly, Jordan Harris for a second is great, but adding Patrick Laine is just the icing on the cake. Fucking Joey says, my thoughts is fix your hair, Sam. Looks like you woke up from a dream of Laine.
It's true. It looked like Sam just woke up from a dream and just started yapping about.
Don't worry, I got criticized for my hair too from my better half. So 6 cents says Kent just doing his magic. Our buddy Jordan, Kent, baby. Angie Mancini, Kent Hughes is Superman. Cod Point Campbell, just glad we didn't overpay for him. Sucks they gave us a second round pick instead of keeping a percentage of salary. Like we discussed, that's the reason why we got the second round pick, is because they did not retain salary. J. Point Fisher too. Beyond excited for it. Harris was an odd man out by a few spots, and Laine is a potential game breaker. Habs Addict 9. Laine is a point per game player in the 2 seasons prior to last year. Bring it on. Evans 999. Kent Hughes masterclass. Sunil from Habs Cave. Rebirth. This is a Radulov situation. He will find his game, and the fan base will love it. Fucking right. Jesse 67 Cowboy. Hopefully he can stay healthy, and if he does, we got a gem. Jason Arcangeli says our top 6 looks great. Absolutely. Caleb Bourgoin says paired with Demidov in the future. Demidov is a playmaker and a 200-foot player. My God, that would be sick. And we kind of mentioned it. Maybe we could see Demidov in Laine's last year of his contract. You see a line of Demidov, Doc, and Laine. That would be sick. Chris Thompson, 4569, says can't lose. Yeah. Caleb, 72, amazing. Benjamin, 530. Who gets to 40 goals first, Cole or Patrick?
Ooh. Just thinking about that earlier.
I'm gonna say Cole.
Ooh, who gets to 40 goals first?
Caulfield.
Competition here.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know why though?
Caulfield,
because who's going to be the first line?
40 goal scorers. Could you imagine?
If we get 40 goal scorers,
Chris. Let's start with one.
But could you? Okay, let's put like
My
I said,
God,
lining this, that, the other. Imagine.
That's a great question.
I'll wake up with Sammy's hair if I have that dream.
McGuire Custom Woodworking says, boys, I'm pumped. Absolutely. Mendy Pickles, incredible. Let Kent cook. It's all Kent. Let him cook. Yeah. The Jammy Charles says he scores 25 plus. Best case scenario, he scores 25 plus. Worst case scenario, he leaves in 2 years. So we have space for Demidov. Yeah, pretty much. Marquette _ 95 till infinity says fleeced. Kaylala says, holy shit, is my thoughts too. JJ Fur 72 says, let's fucking go 40 goals plus. Nice. Mike Shaw 9 says, absolutely love the direction this team is taking, trading from a point of strength. Absolutely. Jonathan Daou says, finally, let's go. Go Habs go. Haha Quinn says, this is freaking exciting. Can't wait to see how he fits in with his teammates on and off the ice. Let's go. Says Senechal, sorry. What a steal. Vincenzo Habs, prepare the parade. Vincenzo's a comedian, so he's hilarious. T-Bass says, crazy trade, steal. Robbie's 007, they stole the trade. Malik Joe says, let's fucking go. Mr. Skin with the me have. Oh, that's a long fucking Instagram handle. Ironically, the only 3 missing pieces are Price and Weber. Don't remind us. For real. Bailey LaRouche says, I'm so shocked but so excited. My buddy Alan says, Habs, exclamation mark. He's been saying that all day. Bin Trying 10 says, larceny. Real Cowboy Rico says 26 ans, rien d'appel. Absolutely. Ryan McKinnon says it's a great trade. If Laine doesn't work out, not a big deal. We picked up a second round anyway. Vinyl_Vest says this is going to be an amazing addition. Wow, wow, wow. Clint Benjamin 9 says great trade, or Clint Benjamin says great trade. Motozak 96, I am rock hard. And last but not least, I think Sean Boucher says absolute fleece by Habs. Just hope he can stay healthy.
I was hoping to hear from our Brazilian friend. My number one fan.
Maybe I listen.
He's slacking.
Maybe
it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube. You're right. You're right. Maybe you're right.
But and this is a point now, like amongst Habs fans, you could see that it's the same feeling. Like you got fleece, but you know what? Very low risk. We got a second round pick, and if it doesn't work out, well, look, either you trade him or, you know what I mean? It's literally, everybody's happy.
There's also the fact that that's.
Go for it, Chris. Go for it.
Well, just very quickly, there's also the fact that Columbus is going to be a very, very bad team. So that second round pick is going to be a lot closer to a first round pick than a second.
Very valid. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. Well, in 2026, I mean, I could see Kanan Lidstrom starting his rookie season there. Depends how Adam Fantilli is and everybody else. I mean, they got their pieces too. It really depends them two in their rebuild where they're at that point. But it's a valid point. It's something I thought of too. And it's listen, these are exciting times. Real quick, did you guys hear Slavkovsky not going to qualify? Yeah. Not going to play for Slovakia for the
I heard it.
From my understanding, that was not his decision, though.
No, it's the Canadiens didn't release him.
Correct.
However, Austria had Reinbacher and Vincent Rohr, which I'm happy for Reinbacher, but I'm surprised that like the Canadiens let him go.
Is it because of fear of injuries?
You know what? I think,
or is it taking time away from his training or camp?
I think it's because of training camp. It's cutting it close. Like you really want to see where your first overall pick is, at least in year 3 of his career. You know, he's coming off that final amazing part of the season of 20 goals, and like, you know what? He got over 30. How many points did he get in the last 45 games? Something like that, or in the last 30 games?
I think it was like
over 30, 35.
The number of
exactly
he played.
So,
but it's not the same thing. Let's be honest here. Slavkovsky is going to be contributing to the Le Grand Club, as they say. He's going to be contributing to the Montreal Canadiens. Reinbacher, I think it's a kind and respectful way of saying, don't stress, kid. Go represent your country. Go get some experience. Come back.
But I also
Laval is waiting for you. Kind of. Maybe it's also a way to not instill additional competition in training camp for defensemen who are left. Barron,
could be, but I never thought that. I mean, obviously anything could have happened, but I don't think Reinbacher was going to make the team anyways. I also think it's not worth sending Slavkovsky for a pre-tournament qualification matchup when there's a very good chance Slovakia is going to make it. Like, do they really need Slavkovsky there in order to help their chances of making the Olympics? I personally don't think so.
It's not worth the risk.
So I think that's pretty much what the mindset is behind that. Fellas, anybody got anything else to add? I think we pretty much covered this whole Laine trade. And
I wanted to keep it to the end, but one of the comments kind of mentioned it. Guys, who is it? Caulfield or Laine? Who scores more next season?
Caulfield.
I think Caulfield.
Laine.
Fuck, 40 goals though. Like Caulfield, he has to reach 30 first. Like, he could do it. I know Caulfield could score 30, but he's got to get there first before we even put him in the debate for 40 goals.
I'm not saying 40. I'm saying who scores more.
More. You said more.
Oh, who just gets more goals?
Between Laine and Caulfield, yeah. I said there are 2 bigger goal scorers.
I think Laine's going to burn down the fucking
reason
house.
why
I just have this weird feeling. I have this weird feeling that he's going to burn out the goddamn goal light behind
I love how Chris comes in slowly. I think he's going to be...
Only reason why I say goal is because Laine has to prove to us that he can play full 82 games. Cole could. So, depends who plays more.
Laine could get more power play goals though.
Depends.
It's all about momentum. We'll see.
So Sam, what will it be? Will you make it 2-2 or 3 on Caulfield?
Okay. I don't know what the goal number will be.
No, not the number, just more.
I think Laine will have maybe. I'm gonna go with 4 goals more than Cole. Just 4.
Okay, so 2 Laine,
More
2 Cole. So I'm going with Hyder.
I'm going with Laine. Laine's only gonna have like 3-4 goals more than Cole.
I have a very simple reason. I'm going with Laine, and I think it's going to be Laine. And the biggest thing to take away from it is just because Anthony chose Cole.
I knew it.
Fuck
yourself.
It is 1,000% happening. Laine is going to score more.
Fucking piece of shit. Look at this. Just look at this.
That's a one-win team over there.
That's an ugly helmet. I can tell you that for free.
That is a very Tanner Pearson, ladies and gentlemen.
Tanner Pearson's gone. Colin White's gone. Oh my god! I can't wait for training camp now.
Gallagher's gonna score more than Laine. Okay,
get out.
If that happens,
I'd love it.
If that happens, you trade Gallagher for a first-round pick, or you trade Laine and you like, listen, kid, get out of here. You're full of false promises. No. That's it.
Just to conclude this trade, low risk, high reward. That's all I have to say.
It's gonna be awesome.
Thank you, Kent. Thank you.
Let him cook.
I think we do have to say a thank you to Jordan Harris for being like the kid was a stud. Like the kid was a stud, smart, very humble, did a lot for the community too. And like this kid was a pro even before he started his professional NHL career. So
it's a good problem, guys. It's a good problem.
It's one of
a lot of those players.
It's one of those things. Like it's sad to see you go, but happy to see Laine come here. We wish Jordan Harris all the best in Columbus. Look, he's going to be part of another rebuilding team, but Columbus has some good things coming too. Mm-hmm. They just got to put the pieces together as well. Hopefully, they find proper coaching staff to help guide these kids. And listen, this couldn't have been easy for Kent Hughes because he's got personal ties with the kid and his family. So, but this is the business. This is the nature of the beast, and so sometimes you got to make those hard decisions that maybe not all general managers are able to do. But we wish Jordan Harris all the best in Columbus. We'll see him on the ice eventually. And but at the end of it all, like Kent Hughes got to do what's best for this team. And I think he just took another step into that direction, man. In this offseason, drafted Demidov, extended Slavkovsky, extended Caden Gooley, gave a good contract to Jacky, gave a good contract to Justin Barron, and now he fucking trades for Patrick Laine for Jordan Harris, and he gets a second-round pick in return. Like Kent,
I don't think there's one person who didn't like this trade.
Nope, everybody loved this trade.
Actually, there is one. There is actually one. Anthony's cousin. Not gonna lie to you. He messaged both me and Anthony. I swear to God, for anybody listening, he says he didn't like the trade. He'd rather have kept Harris. And I told him, I won't say it on the podcast, but I told him that's not the case.
All right. Well, listen, folks, to our Instagram followers, thanks for sending in your thoughts. And hopefully you got to hear your thoughts without me butchering your Instagram handle names. But thanks for that. Again, to our listeners, thanks for tuning in to Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Your support is always loved. To our viewers on YouTube, please continue to support us. Like and subscribe. Share this podcast to your friends. It's exciting times to be a Montreal Canadiens fan. So tell your friends about us. It's absolutely free for them to subscribe. We got more content coming up. Can't wait for the preseason to start. Training camp is on the way pretty soon. The rookies tournament is going to take place at the Bell Center. That's going to be awesome. Lots of exciting times are ahead for us. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, X. I think Threads. I think this shit and that shit. That's where everybody is right now. I am Sammy on behalf of Zook, my cousin Chris, Anthony, Joey, fellas. Good night. So happy we did this. Maybe we'll get more breaking news, and when that happens, the Curfew Boys will be back. But we'll be back for more episodes in the coming week. Until then,
bye now.
Bye now.
Good night.